New tonight, construction is now underway for a South Omaha project.
Yeah, the multi-million-dollar redevelopment of the Plaza de la Raza will sit along the west side of South 24th Street between M and O Streets. We're told the project will include an amphitheater, play areas, public art, green space, and more. The city is also planning to build a parking garage with about 250 to 300 spaces later this month. Officials say completion of the project is expected in the fall of next year.